All right, it's a fact, losing your hair sucks. As you get older, guys tend to lose their hair, and it's not by choice. If we all had the choice, we'd always have a full head of hair, and we could shave it if we didn't want it. Well, there are ways you can prevent hair loss, and there are ways that you can regrow hair if you've already lost it. And that's where today's video sponsor, Keeps, is here to help. Most guys start experiencing hair loss by the time they're 35. That's very young, and it's not a process that reverses itself. Now, would they like to keep their hair or regrow hair? Absolutely. And that's where Keeps is going to come in, and they're going to remove the hurdles that prevent most guys from treating the condition. Who likes the process of going to the doctor's office, the pharmacy, and standing in line for everything? Nobody. That's why Keeps, you can get good quality expert care without ever visiting the doctor's office or a pharmacy. All Keeps treatment plans are doctor recommended and delivered straight to your door for about half the cost of a traditional pharmacy. Keeps physicians are going to help you select the right products and treatments for your specific condition and hair goals, so you can create a routine that works for you, because products that you don't use are pretty much worthless. Easily subscribe to Keeps and get refill reminders so you'll never run low on the products you need to take care of your hair. So remember, hair loss stops with Keeps. To get a special offer on Keeps treatments, visit keeps.com/SSR. I put a link right below in the description. That's KEEPS.com/SSR. All right, so you guys know I own my ramp trucks. I've got my personal one, and then I've got the one for the business. And I've got another one that I scheduled to be built all the way back in October, and my build slot finally came due. And let's talk about why I have these trucks first, right? Because the cost of moving cars, both personally and for my business, is ridiculous, right? If you try to go call a tow truck to bring a car on any sort of notice from point A to point B, even just say New York City to Philadelphia, it's going to be like $800, right? And as a rental company, I can't charge somebody that. I can't charge somebody $800 or $1,200 to bring a car from New York City down to DC and back, because the rental may only be $2,000 or $3,000. So why would somebody spend another $2,500 to get the thing there and back, right? So that's not an acceptable solution. And there's no other way around that, which is why I've been transporting my own cars for so long. Same thing goes with my personal cars, right? If I have to move it somewhere, bring it to a track or something, it's not worth that expense. And I can't do the unflexibility or count on a transport company to get it somewhere. Unflexibility, not really a word, but we'll go with it. To count on a transport company to get it there when I need it to be there. And if they show up 3 hours late, guess what? The event is over, so what's the point? And they're still going to demand their money. So that's all a big problem. That's why I have my own trucks. Now, this isn't for somebody who's driving along and their car breaks down. That's why you have AAA. AAA mitigates that cost. Statistically, you're not going to break down, and most people who have AAA don't break down, but they give you tows to get you where you have to go or to get you to a service facility. So this is not an issue for most people. But if you have a lot of cars, you have to move them around, or if you just want to shuffle a car from point A to point B, it comes in very handy to have trucks that you're not putting a lot of miles on your vehicles. So that's why I have the trucks, but they've been acting up a little bit. Now, I had such a crappy truck week, or month, 2 months, whatever it is, it's been a while, and let me walk you through it, because it hasn't gone well. So my one Speed Force 1, it crapped out on me on the way back down from Connecticut. I forget what he was doing, but it was empty, coming down from Connecticut, and broke down just outside of like where I live. It was like right on 9W in Alpine, and I had to call a tow truck. Oh, this is fun. Speed Force 1 shit at the proverbial bed. I think we got a blown trans on this thing. It's been acting up ever since the flood, obviously, because that's to be expected. And if it needs a new trans, so be it. I feel like I got to replace a lot of crap on this thing. And having a tow truck bring my ramp truck right down 9W to their shop to fix it cost me $850, $800 or $850. A lot of money. It was a bummer. It was just the turbo that went. It was having a power issue, and boom, turbo crapped out. Not a big deal, put a new turbo on it, and it was also having an issue shifting, right? It didn't like to shift out a second. And it's not a manual truck, it's got the Allison transmission, which are generally pretty bulletproof. Mine had an issue shifting out a second. When the guy swapped the turbo, he swapped the neutral safety switch. And that was actually good. They said it was going to fix it. brought it back to the shop. I just drove it locally. I didn't get to really get on it. We got in, the problem still persisted. So then I brought it to a transmission shop and said, do what you got to do. I just need this thing to work. The engine was good. Now the turbo was good. I needed the transmission to also be consistent. Hopefully it wasn't a big deal. Transmission shop charged me a little over $1,000 for, it wasn't the transmission, it was this, this, and this. Go to pick it up from the transmission shop, start driving it from Patterson back to my shop in Teaneck, and we get this. So yeah, the transmission failed. Now I had the guy who towed it previously, I had it towed from there over to the guy who swapped the turbo on it in Fort Lee. So now that guy is again putting a new transmission in it. He's actually taken the transmission out, had it rebuilt, put it back in, didn't work, took it out again to send it back to get it refixed, whatever. It's been down for far too long and I can't really rely on that. So I'm going to order another truck. I'm sure it'll be fine because after you put all the money in, you decide to like not rely on something is when it works forever. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. It's either going to be an ultra reserve truck for me or I'll just probably sell it to somebody. Either way, I'm going to build a new Speed Force one for myself. It'll be the lowest mileage ramp truck on the planet because I'm going to use it so infrequently like I use my current one, but at least I'll know it'll work and I won't have to worry about it. My other ramp truck that I used for Gotham, that one's a problem too. Needed brakes, no big deal. Had the guy put the brakes on. Guy stayed a little late in the shop. Good news, good news, good news. Bad news, he was pulling it out of the shop after he put brakes on it and boom. See, it's not always the cars that gets damaged. Here's the aftermath of that. This is the trim molding here, which I guess is salvage. I don't know. We could probably salvage it if we tried to. These broken pieces down here, those are brick. So this can sort of be plastered up pretty easy or whatever this concrete is. The send, you know, when you just, I'm just gonna send it. This is harder to fix because these we gotta get thin set bricks or whatever. These are smooth faced. I mean, not the biggest repair, but like, come on, guy. So yeah, the guy ripped up the wall, scraped the truck after putting brakes on it. That sucks. And on top of that, he also had to plug a tire because one of the dually tires in the back was bad. Plugged the tire, but never put air in the tire. So we kept getting smoke from the rear. Turns out he never had air in the tire and it was just rubbing. Mind blown. I don't know what to tell you about that one. But fast forward, that truck then started flashing, like it gives you like a warning, right? It's like, hey, by the way, I'm going to put you in limp mode, but limp mode is going to eventually, like in 300 miles, I'm going to limit you to 65 miles an hour. Then in 600 miles, I'm going to limit you to 55 miles an hour. Then in 900 miles, I'm going to limit you to like 35 miles an hour, whatever it was. It was giving me the warning it was going to limp mode, brought it to the shop on Monday, had them look at it. And the shop's like, all right, it needs this and this. Orders some stuff. It wasn't coming until Thursday. All right, well, I needed to get a Lamborghini rental up to Boston. Send the thing up. I don't care if you have to come down at 65 miles an hour on the way back. So be it. Sent it up to Boston. And sure enough, the thing craps out on the way back down, which is better than on the way up. Craps out in Connecticut. And it was then towed from Connecticut to a shop in Connecticut where it's been ever since. And it turns out that that's that wonderful system that they put in to manage emissions, the DEF fluid, all that stuff that people love. That diesel particulate filter just got plugged, right? Just full of crap, choked out the thing, and it wouldn't start. When you disconnect the exhaust, it was fine. So then I was like, all right, well, we need to get those parts. Well, you know what? Those parts are not available. That's going to take, we could put it on a VOR, which is a vehicle off-road, for a couple of weeks, and you'll get your thing in like 2 weeks if it's on VOR. And by the way, these parts are like $3 grand. I'm like, whatever, I need to get it done. Then I start asking around. Everyone's like, delete the system. It's stupid. It just gets in the way. Don't do it. So now I'm like, all right, can you guys delete the system? Sorry, can't do that. Okay, I'm not going to delete the system. Next thing you know, there's a company that cleans the filters because I don't have 2 weeks to wait. And that was like 10 days ago. So I'm coming up on it anyway. Should get the vehicle back tomorrow, but the thing's been stuck in Connecticut. And what happens when your primary mode of transporting rental cars is locked down? You get this. Here's what happens when my trucks are both down. When truck A and then backup truck are down, I'm trucked. Now we're on a U-Haul trailer. But not turning down business. So now we've been relying on the ultimate of backups. We've been relying on U-Haul trailers to pull our rental cars to and from customers. It's mind-bogglingly silly. I'm going to buy probably my own trailer to have as a backup, but then I need something to pull it with. That's why I have the ramp trucks. I think I'm just going to overload and buy a couple of ramp trucks. But the problem is I can't even buy ramp trucks. My build slot came up and I try to get a truck. They're all available. They show online. Try to get them. Good luck. Oh yeah, that's sold. Yeah, that one will come in a couple of weeks. So now I'm trying to get a cab and chassis that is not $75,000 or $80,000 because you can get the gas ones, which I'm probably going to do now that diesel's $6.50 a gallon. The gas ones are fine. So I'll get a gas one for 38 or 40 grand, build my next ramp truck and be done. But the problem is I'm trying to get it. Chevy, GMC, I don't care what it is, 3500 dually, gas or even diesel for like 48, 40, 47 to 50, whatever it is. I'll go either. I prefer probably gas at this point in time than diesel just because of the cost of fuel. And if diesel goes up to $9 or $10 a gallon, guess what? I'm still paying for it anyway. The reason I like diesel is the range, not necessarily the fact that like I don't need to pull that much with these trucks. I'm not pulling a 2-car trailer or a stacker or anything like that. So I don't need to worry about the weight. It's effectively like a tow truck. So I've got one vehicle on the back. Maybe I'll have another one in tow. The gas will be fine. If I have to add another tank, I'll add another tank so I get more range out of it. But I don't think I'm going to need the diesel. But I'll take either one. And right now I'm very frustrated because I'm having trouble being able to go and purchase them. So I've got 0 working trucks, rocking a U-Haul, and trying to buy a new truck to get it built. And then obviously queue up 1 or 2 beyond that so I don't face the situation again. But for now, sort of pounding sand, not having a lot of fun. But that's my truck situation. If you guys have any sympathy, pat me on the back. I don't know what to tell you on this one. But just the things that you don't realize sucks. Having my truck goes down, both of my trucks down at the same time. Trucks are reliable, right? That's great about trucks. They're not exotic cars. Having these trucks down at the same time was not a situation I ever envisioned. And it sucks, and it's crippling my business right now, but hopefully we'll be up and running soon. Rob Ferretti, keeping you in the loop about my woes because woe is me. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.